Dirkens here. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me for my preview of Duke at Clemson. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, go ahead and jump right in here, because now a bunch of you are going to start saying may there to me. And may there to you. Everybody should say may there around the world. And how they say may there in Hawaii? May there. Now, Clemson is a 28-point favorite in this game. May there, Austin. There you are. There you are. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank everybody for joining me. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Clemson 28-point favorite in this game, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, duh, we know that. Hey there. May there, Uncle Luke. May there, Tiger Nate. All of you. Tyler Jackson. May there, long-time viewer, first-time commenting. Tyler, thank you so much for commenting. None of y'all need to go mute on me. You need to talk. If you've been watching me, hit the thumbs up and say may there to me. Tell you right now, it's the beginning of a beautiful, very appropriate relationship. Eric Morgan, Alpha Wolf, good to see you there, buddy. May there to you. If you're a new viewer, first of all, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And second of all, I spend the first couple of minutes saying may there to everybody, like may there, SEC dog. Thank you. Good to see you. Uncle Luke, I can only imagine why you hate Duke with that North Carolina symbol there. Whew. Let's jump right into this. Clemson is a 28-point favorite, and we know why. Because they are truly the only team aside from Alabama that even matters in this entire thing. May there, Richard Neal. The truth is that Clemson's going to come out there, going to drop the drawers, and they're going to lay a steamy peanut-filled dookie ball right on top of the Duke Blue Devils. Now, we know that David Cutcliffe is a legend. He coached Peyton Manning. In fact, he was probably one of the last real coaches that the University of Tennessee has ever had. May there, Stephen Morrow. So, let's talk about some of the players. We all know who's good on Clemson's team. That's a duh factor. We have Jones that plays for Duke. He's quarterback. A pretty near good one, too. Almost 2,000 yards, 166, 272 passes, 16 touchdowns. He's thrown 6 picks, but Lord, he plays for Duke. I mean, that rank 10 is a big deal. But he's actually a good football player. Running back Jackson, he's sitting at 725 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns off 132 carries. They got Lloyd out there catching the ball, 42 receptions, 445 yards and 5 touchdowns. Let me go ahead and get some total yardage for the season. Clemson's averaging about 526 yards per game. Passing, that's 275, and rushing's 251. Duke, on the other hand, they're averaging about 419 yards per game. That's pretty good, considering they're Duke, and you know, everything goes on with them. They're averaging about 245 in the air and 175 on the ground. Now, Clemson, on the other hand, when it comes to defense, they are the cream of the crop, allowing only 253 yards. This past week didn't even allow a touchdown. Yes, for those of you punks who didn't get to see the Clemson game, you're like, they gave up a touchdown. They gave up a touchdown. No, that was a horrible punt return. Hey, Herbert Bradford, may there. Hey, buddy, make sure your mama don't need your help down there unloading. You make sure of that, okay? Hey, buddy, can you hear me? Hey, you. Yeah. You might want to make sure she ain't down there waiting on you. Just because I'm on here entertaining the masses doesn't mean I have to stop being a parent. I have to guide them. Take the staff of the rod and them in the head. No, but getting back to this, we know Clemson's defense is talented. I expect Clemson just to dominate this ball game. It's not because Duke is the Duke of old. Duke is better than what they have been. But we also have to admit to ourselves, Clemson probably is fielding the greatest team they've ever fielded in their entire life. May there, Andrew Odom. May there. So what do we need to look for Clemson? What's the keys to the game? First of all, come out like you've been coming out for the past 5 games. Throwing the ball downfield. Look, I know we've had a few people complain and say, we need to hand the ball off a few more times, even me. But I will say this. What I will say is that we need continue to throw the ball downfield, maybe hand the ball off maybe 4 or 5 more times to ETN because he's so explosive. But we don't have to do much this game. Get out of this game healthy. And in the next couple of weeks, we will be able to take care of them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. College football, that's it really. May there to you, buddy. Austin, you say that you believe that Lawrence is going to throw for 400. I think it's very close. And the angel himself is here. Prince 6'1". Man! Prince took me and Pigskin Pete to the game. Took us to the Louisville game and had a glorious time. Good time. Tell you right now, and I mean this in the most manly way. Prince 6'1" is a beer guzzling angel. Tiger Nate, there he is. Prince 6'1", glad you're here. May there, may there, may there. And by the way, my album is finished. And next week it will be on the internet for the world to enjoy. Yes, 5 glorious songs making fun of those Gamecocks down there from those Dookie eaters down there. Cheers to you, Prince. Cheers to you. You know, we all could lose a little weight. You, me, and both. You know what I mean there. It's a little inside joke. It happened at the SO. Hey, Caden. Good to see you. TJ Lee. Hey, how you doing? What's key to the Clemson game? Throw the ball, run the ball. I know, it didn't take that much thought. Throw the ball, run the ball, come out there, knock them off the game, and then get our second and third string in there as fast as we possibly can. Now, y'all know me. I try not to just talk pure old trash about anybody unless they really deserve it. Like, I don't know, South Carolina, Florida State, and especially the Hurricanes. But I will say this. Hearing that Nick Saban is actually going to play Tua against Citadel, I don't care who he is and how many games he's won. That's not a good decision, especially if they were to lay a helmet, I don't know, into his kneecap. I know he's Nick Saban, and some of you morons out there going, well, he's got championship rings. How many do you have? Let me tell you right now, that does not mean that everything goes to the right man's head is a good thing. Bobby Dirkens Jr. is on here. May there to you, Bobby Dirkens Jr. May there, and I know that's actually him. May there to you. Be good. Don't you be on here carousing and saying trash. No, he's a good kid. He's a good kid. So, some of the concerns, I'm going to start closing this down here in a second. Some of the concerns I'm hearing and I'm reading here as I'm doing this. What do I think about our special teams? It's been a little sloppy, hasn't it? It really has. It really has. So, what do I think we need to do? We need to tighten up. We need to step up and say, hey, if we need to play somebody else at punter, let's do it. We need to get somebody out there kicking the ball. Let's do it. It's open tryouts. Because the last thing we need is to have this great team that we have going out there and losing the game because we can't punt worth a doo-doo ball. TJ Lee wants to know if my new album will have sweet Cajun somethings on it. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, Ed Orgeron does not make the album. I'm not saying he may not make a guest appearance somewhere else, but he did not make it. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, my songs are second to none. I'd like to think that if Jesus joined the Beatles and he was picking songs, all of mine would be on the album that they recorded. Might even put Christian Wilkins at kicking. Yeah, current spread, you're right, Prince 6'1". Clemson's up. They're a 28-point favorite. And I believe they're going to own every bit of it. Don't be surprised if Clemson comes in here and shreds these boys. I mean, tears them up. Just dusting. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here. Well, in closing, we know one thing. That our Tigers are going to go into the game against Carolina undefeated. And we know from there, they're going to take a big old trashy dump on them again for a fourth year in a row. Man, it'd be 5 years in a row, but I'm thinking about the time that I'm talking. But that I've been on here. By the way, it's been 2 years since I got on here and started just communing with y'all. And I want to tell you, I've had a lot of fun. Dennis Wilson, may there. Good to see you, Dennis. May there. But I will go ahead and tell you that I have been invited by Tailgating for Tigers. How many remembers that brilliant man? That's a Clemson fan who dressed up as a Carolina fan, went around and got them all talking trash. How many remembers that? Y'all remember that? I do. Pure genius. He and I are going to the South Carolina Clemson game together. Going to have a good old glorious time. So, all I'm going to say is, you might see us down there. You never know. Just run around saying may there to people. How you doing? Might even shoot a video or 12. But, anyway, Clemson's going to win this game 45-3. 45-3. You heard it here first and last. Bobby Dirkens, 45-3. Well, listen, I'm going to let y'all go. We know that the college football playoff committee thing is going to be coming on tonight. We know Alabama's 1. We know that Clemson's number 2. We know Notre Dame's number 3, and we got Michigan at 4. Did anybody need to sit there and waste a bunch of time and hear them guys talk about this stuff? No. 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 We know it. It is what it is. Pass this around. It's good to see y'all. Y'all take care of yourself. Prince 6'1", CF Battle. I love you. Y'all remember. Y'all remember. Woo! Y'all keep showing up. And as long as the good Lord fills these lungs, these country-talking lungs, well, there. Whew. I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.